All right, everybody, welcome back to another Mad Eye Bulls video. Thanks to all you guys who subscribed so far. I wasn't expecting. I think we got like 60 subscribers in like a week. That's awesome. I had no idea that it would do that. You know, over 6,000 views. So I appreciate you guys for all that. So today, what I want to talk about is 5 things that I wish that I knew when I first started bowling. It's just 5 things that I feel like if I knew them earlier, my game would have advanced farther than it is now, and I would have gotten better faster. All right. So they're not in any particular order. If you have other things that you think are really necessary when you first start, please feel free to comment. I love to interact with the comments and just have discussions, you know, figure out different people's perspectives and point of views on this thing. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. Number 1, the first thing that I'd like to talk about that I wish I knew when I first started was to get a spare ball and learn how to throw it straight. Because there's a lot of debate about whether you should throw a spare ball or I'm sorry, you should throw it straight or you should hook it your spares. I do both, and I'm practicing to throw the straight ball. I'm getting better at it. I'm not bad at it, but you know, you can always be better. So the reason why I say to do both is because when you're a beginner bowler, you mostly bowl on a house shot. Just like what's laid out in every bowling alley for recreational bowling or regular leagues, anything like that. And you learn how to hook your spares on that, and that's good. But when you get into something that has a sport pattern, you're gonna end up realizing that the ball hooks differently, and you're gonna start missing spares. And in tournaments, that's not where you wanna start missing your spares. So if you can learn to throw a straight ball, and you can get pretty accurate, just hitting, you know, anywhere down the lane where you wanna throw it straight from where you're at, that takes the oil pattern out of the equation, which makes it a lot easier. So I can still hook spares here at the house, you know, throwing down a regular house shot in my leagues, whatever, whichever one I'm more comfortable with. But in a tournament, I try to throw straight balls most of the time, unless I have a really good idea of how the lane is hooking and everything, and how I believe my other ball that I use for spares, which is a little bit lighter, so I get some, you know, bouncing around. But unless I have a good idea of how that's going down the lane, I'm going to try to throw a straight ball at it, take the oil right out of the equation, and just go straight into wherever I need to be. Okay, so if I would have learned that a lot earlier, my average would have went up a lot higher because I would have missed a lot less spares. Okay. So while we're on the topic of balls, number 2 that I want to talk about is weak balls. Now I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but for me, when I started bowling, I always saw, you know, I started watching a lot of bowling on YouTube, and I always saw the new balls that were coming out. You know, this one hooks hard. This is, you know, this is the new thing. This is that new ball, the strongest ball, blah, 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 blah. And I always wanted to get a stronger ball. I felt like, you know, that's just what you had to get, right? The more expensive, stronger ball. Like, yeah, I need that, you know? So I buy stronger and stronger and stronger balls. The thing is, weak balls have their place in your arsenal, okay? Certain patterns and certain lane conditions require you to have a ball that hooks less. Say you're playing a really short pattern and you need your ball to get through, to get all the way down. If you're playing with a strong ball, I mean, that once that oil runs out, that ball's taken off, you know? You need a weaker ball that you can come just to the side a little bit with, and you can get it to go farther down the lane before it comes back at the pocket. If you have a really strong ball, you're never gonna get there. Okay, so just always remember that when you're putting your arsenal together, weak balls have their place. All right, and as far as which balls to get, talk to your pro shop owner. Okay, you know, see what they have in the pro shop, or even just get an idea of what you're looking for, you know, and then buy it online or something, and then you go get it drilled at your shop, and then go out and test it out and see how it works out for you. So weak balls have their place. That's number 2. All right, number 3 is play tournaments. All right, when I started, I knew of them, didn't really do much into as far as like finding them and going to play them. I was really just focused on trying to do good in league and everything, and if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you have plans of getting better than that, you're going to want to start playing tournaments so you can get experience with sport patterns. Now, I don't know how it is where you guys are from, but here, it's a little bit difficult to get a sport pattern laid out whenever you want. For that reason, it would be beneficial for me, or it is beneficial for me now, to play tournaments when I have the ability. You know, ask around, see, talk to the people that are running the desk. You know, some places like here, we have a table laid out with the upcoming tournaments and leagues and stuff like that. And there's, you know, just information, bulletin boards and stuff like that you can find tournaments. You can also find them online in various places. Just Google, you know, bowling tournaments in my area, and you'll come up with different kinds. You know, NEBA for New England, the New England Bowlers Association, USBC tournaments, whatever's going on. People can put them on you can just go to them or sign up for them. A lot of them are walk-ins around here. And you'll get experience on the sport pattern. You can see what the sport pattern is. You can look it up online. You can start to learn what those metrics mean on the form, okay? And then you can gain experience. Now, it's going to be hard to gain experience on one specific pattern because you'd have to play that pattern all the time. But the experience that you will gain is you'll learn better how to read the lane and how to adjust, right? When you're playing your house shots, yeah, if you come in during league, usually it's fresh oil. You come in on an off day, it's going to be a little different, so you have to learn to adjust a little bit. But you're still ultimately playing a house shot. You're really just gauging how like well used or how burnt it is or isn't. Okay. When you're playing a sport shot, you're playing a completely different pattern, right? You have to make bigger adjustments, and that's going to be invaluable to you if you really plan on, you know, trying to win local tournaments. Maybe even if you're trying to go to the PBA or something one day. I mean, I don't know. That's going to be invaluable. So start playing tournaments early. I mean, you're probably not going to win, and it does cost a little bit of money. You know, some people might consider it to be a waste. I personally don't, because I invest in my bowling. I mean, I have, I don't particularly budget my bowling, but I try not to spend too much, and I try to put the money where it's most useful. So I do spend a good amount of money on my bowling, and as far as my gear, my practice, my leagues, and my tournaments, okay? And I find it to be very worth it because I'm getting that experience that I don't get elsewhere. That's going to be more valuable to me when I start getting into higher level tournaments, because I do plan on trying to go, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm trying to be a pro, but I am trying to bowl at a higher level with higher level bowlers. Another reason why you want to go to as many tournaments as you can is because you're going to gain experience of just being in a tournament. Okay, the atmosphere is different. The players are at a higher level. There's different rules that you're going to have to start to learn, and the whole atmosphere is changed from league night or recreational galactic bowling hour or whatever it is. Bowling in a tournament is a completely different space, okay? It's a lot more serious. The rules are a lot more serious. They change from tournament to tournament, so you're gonna want to figure out what those are before you get there. Ask questions, you know, and the people that are bowling in the tournament are a great resource of information. You're really gonna see the people who take it serious, and if you're a person who takes it serious as well, those are the people that you want to interact with, right? Those are the people that you want to show you the way. How did they get to where they are? How did they get that good? Where are they going? How do you get to where they want to go? And so on and so forth. All right, so ask those questions to those people, which is number 4. Ask questions. That's going to be your biggest source of information, is asking questions. Ask the people who are here. Ask the people who are on the lanes, okay? Not the recreational bowlers and all that, but when you start bowling and you're spending time at the bowling alley, you know who's good and who isn't. All right, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, if they ask them a question about how they do something or what they think you could do better or whatever, and they say go kick rocks, well then go kick rocks, but ask somebody else. All right, and as I was just saying, go into those tournaments. That's where you're going to find those high-level players, the people who are serious about bowling, the people who want to better their game. Those are the people who you're going to be able to get tips and tricks from and advice from that can really help you navigate your own path. All right, as far as what you need to change, what you should focus on, and how everything really works, okay? So ask questions, as many as you can. All right, and now we are at number 5. Before I get into number 5 though, guys, I just want to thank you guys again for staying with me this far, if you made it this long in the video. I appreciate all the subscribers that we've gotten so far, and I do have a lot of videos planned, and I would love some feedback on those videos and maybe some ideas of what it is that you guys really want to see me do in the future. But if you don't have anything and you're just happy with watching, I'm happy with that too. All right, so I plan on going as long with this as I can. I'm having a great time making YouTube videos and just learning how to bowl, and I feel like it's making me a better bowler because I'm actually taking the time to analyze more and figure out what it is that I'm doing, rather than just keeping it in the head and doing everything by feeling. I'm actually trying to measure things out so that I can explain them. All right, so thank you guys for that. Number 5 is rest, okay? Now, it seems like something that would be obvious, right? Of course you gotta rest. But if you're anything like me, when you find a passion, you have a tendency to overdo it a little bit, okay? When I first started bowling, I would try to get here almost every day, and I would bowl 12, 16 games a day. And, you know, I guess by today's standards, I'm borderline ancient. I just can't do that anymore. I mean, it does take a toll on the body, whether you know it or not. Bowling is an actual physical sport that does take a toll on your body, as far as your muscles, your joints, just your overall energy levels and things like that. So you need to take the time when you need it to back off a little bit and let your body recover, okay? Within rest, you also need to make sure that when you are bowling often, you need to make sure that you are stretching. You are getting your shoulders going and stuff like that. Get them Get them worked out. Get all the functional muscles that you're using to bowl, your legs, everything like that. You need to get them working and warm, so that way you have less chance of injury during bowling, because you can and probably will get injured when you bowl often enough, okay? You do work through injuries. I mean, like here, look at that, was coming off a little bit the whole time. I didn't even notice. Why didn't you guys say something, man? Anyways, I was bowling quite a bit, and I started, having pain in my wrist and my hand. And then you just doing a little bit of research, I realized putting some pressure. Also, contacting a physical therapist. Lucky for me, I have a physical therapist who I guess you could say is in the family. And this putting a little pressure on these tendons in my wrist while I bowl, that pain is gone. Same thing with these fingers. I bowl, no thumb. A lot of pressure and torque on these fingers when I'm throwing the ball and hooking it. A lot of torque on those knuckles. And after bowling quite a bit, they would be swollen and sore. So just wrapping a bit of pressure around these knuckles, I tried the same thing, works like a charm, and I don't have pain anymore. Also doing my warm-ups now every single time that I bowl is invaluable, all right? And then taking the rest when I need the rest. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, or this video, I should say, since it's still not over yet. I hope you guys like, I hope you guys subscribe, I hope you guys comment. That's all, I really ask. If you're enjoying the videos, just do those few things. It definitely gives me the motivation to keep going, gives me ideas on what to do next, and it just keeps that passion alive. It's just another passion that I've been able to combine with my passion for bowling that I found out of nowhere seemingly. And now all of a sudden I'm bowling quite a bit, and I'm starting to get to a high level, which is nice. If you guys have any questions about anything that I do, or anything that I'm going to be doing in the future, feel free to ask. Just drop the comments down in the comment section. But until then, I hope you guys are bowling your best. I hope you're learning from these videos. I hope you're getting good. Okay, I hope your average is going up. And I guess that's all I got for now. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Time to bowl.